Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Meoni and today I'm going to give you a guide to the bare bones basics needed to craft your very own boat in Black Desert Online. The following guide will look at how to craft a simple raft. However, all of the procedures are near identical, so with this knowledge you can use this understanding and you can apply it to other vehicles crafted in the game, including stuff that's not actually built for water as well, such as carriages. So, step 1. Find a place to build your boat. Two things about this. First, the location the boat is built will restrict your starting location for it. For example, if I built a boat in High Dell, I can, but if I wanted to go out to the sea, I'd have to find my way down to that, which is miles and miles of riverways to get there, because High Dell is built on the river and it's inland. It'd take me a while to get to the sea. That's not to say that I couldn't, but obviously your starting location would determine what you can immediately do with your boat. Secondly, the location chosen will need to have multiple buildings under your control, so choose somewhere that you like and that you can easily return to. Step 2. Now you know what town you want to build in. I'm using High Dell for this, as I wanted to start on the river. We need to purchase our buildings. First is the shipyard itself. All buildings can be seen if you press M to get to the map, click on the town symbol, or whatever it would be for that area, village or whatever. For example, High Dell's icon looks kind of like a Disneyland symbol. Then you click on each house until you find the one that lists shipyard as a possible type of the building. This house here, the second floor of a tavern, for some reason, can be turned into a shipyard apparently. So this is where I shall invest my contribution points and buy it. Contribution points are earned mostly through questing. There are dailies as well as normal quests that will give you contribution points, and once spent they can be returned to you at no penalty at any time. Obviously anything you've invested them in, taking the points back out will stop whatever you're doing, including buildings and progress like that. Think of your investment as a temporary means to an end to build something, and then you can get them back afterwards. As you can see, the shipyard lists a button for prerequisites for the build, for the actual building. Click this and you will see it requires 3 buildings in total, 2 of which it shall use as storage and 1 is the shipyard itself. Make sure before going any further that you have around 12 to 13 contribution points in total, as you will need them. You can buy 2 buildings yourself manually and make them storage. However, this purchase or button on the actual list will bring you all the 3 needed buildings for a price you can actually afford. If you can't afford it, it'll be grayed out. So bear in mind that different houses have different costs. So if you do it manually, then you're at at liberty to basically be effed when you suddenly realize you don't have enough left for the actual shipyard. So just click the purchase all button. Once you buy them, they will begin to work on each refurbishment on each building. So shipyards take between 2 to 3 hours, real time to build. The storage is only a few minutes. So at this point, you're kind of looking at what can I do whilst it's building. Well, you can get the materials. If you click the craft button on this, you can see the materials required to build certain things. So you could, for the raft, for example, we need a ton of logs and some blackstone powder. Now obviously all of this needs to be processed, but you yourself can go out in this time to go and chop down logs and bring them back, and you can obviously get blackstone powder from either the marketplace, I think it might be mining, or from mobs. I can't remember. I got mine from the marketplace. They're cheap as hell, and even cheaper on launch. This is beta and they were cheap. So step 3. So a few hours have passed, you went and got the materials you needed, and through either gathering or the auction house in the end. The shipyard is built, and so are the 2 storage buildings. Next we need to click on the map, then the building as I showed you, then click on the crafting button. On here you need to make sure that you have all the materials listed and that their quantities are correct for the type of boat you are making. Sometimes it's better to make sure you have slightly more materials than are needed on this list, because some of the people, the workers that we'll be looking at next, can actually fail to use some of them and actually destroy the materials in the process. We'll get to that in a moment. Once you acquire the materials, you need to go to the warehouse in the same town you're building it. So you can find a warehouse shown on the map as a chest icon, and you need to deposit all of the materials right here. And that's pretty much it for that step. So step 4, now we have all the materials, all the buildings we need one more piece of the puzzle, and that is a worker. Workers are the grunts and handyman NPCs in Black Desert Online and can be hired with energy at various worker vendors, or rather rolled with energy and purchased with silver. This one in Hydel is right next to the bank we just were at, right next to the river, and you spend 5 energy points to roll basically a dice to see what worker gets randomly generated for you. Different skilled workers are available, from naive shit ones all the way to epic awesome ones. They all exist, but obviously it's all RNG, so we're just going to take what we can get first for the filming purposes today, but obviously it'd be worthwhile you rolling a couple of times. But generally anything really will work for this particular craft. You only really need more skilled ones to reduce the time of crafting, and for a few things later on like carpentry and other buildings we're not looking at in this video will require more skilled workers. You can fire a worker at any time by clicking the pickaxe icon under your health bar and energy bars, and it will bring up a menu. You can click the worker you want to fire, tick box it, and press fire anytime you want, with no penalty, but it's obviously not much point in doing so, and you can use it for any task you want. So step 5, so workers, check. Buildings, check. Materials in a chest, check. Okay, so we're about ready to start. So press M, go to the town, again, click on your shipyard building, and then click on the crafting, and then click your worker and the job you want him to do. So the jobs are listed on the left that need to be done, and the quantities of the job, and obviously your worker's on the right, so you want to click on the worker, and then you want to click on the job you want him to do, and then you assign him and press the assign button. You can change the quantity of it, so change quantity to maximum, so you get the most out of your worker, or repeatedly do the same task, especially if you put him on logs, and then press assign, and now you wait for him to finish each job. You can assign him to a new one each time when he finishes. Until all of the jobs on the left are complete, you won't actually finish the boat. So to speed up the whole process, you can buy more houses and make them into lodging. There's an option for lodging, not residence. Make them lodgings. You need a lodging for each individual worker you hire. So you can go down there, say for instance you buy 2 houses like I did, you can go down to the docks and hire 2 more workers, and then you can assign them to different parts of the same project. So you can apply any of these workers to any of the tasks available, even including the same task that your other workers are working on. Just make sure you change the quantity of how many things you want him to do, so he will do it after he's done the first log. He will carry on, for example. Otherwise he will stop and you'll need to reassign him yourself. You do get pop-up messages in the game when you have these things, whilst you're doing other things, telling you that workers have completed work on such and such. You can access the menu from anywhere in the game by just pressing M, going to Hydel and clicking on buildings. You're not limited to the distance at which you do this, so you can build your empire from, you could be all the way in Calfian and sort out your workers in the building process in Hydel, no problem. One thing to note actually is occasionally your workers will run out of energy and will refuse to work any longer. You can remedy this by buying beer from either the auction house, or you can make it yourself, the latter of which will have to be in another video guide later on, far too in depth for now. So to feed your workers under your employ, you have the beer in your inventory, your character's inventory. You press the pickaxe icon button under your health bars and click on the worker you want to feed. You open your inventory and shift right click on the worker. Boom! His energy has returned. Now he can continue his work and stop slacking. Step 6, after all the work's done, you go to the warehouse in the town you built the boat, and the license should be inside. If it is not, it's probably because you've missed the last stage. I had a bug on the beta where my workers were fully fed and they weren't able to complete the boat. There was only 1 log to process. I had to relog the game. Once I came back in, I assigned a worker and it got completed almost instantly, and the license went into my bank. So now you need to find a Ferry Manager with the license in your inventory and talk to him. You can find these pretty much on every pier. There's an NPC in every town that has water, which is, I think, everyone. Every big town, at least, city. Find a Ferry Manager, talk to him, and click on the Wharf option, and you will see empty space on the left, and a load of buttons on the bottom. You open your inventory, and then at the bottom you'll see click on Register Emblem. This is the same for other buildings as well, like stables for registering horses. And you right click on the license in your inventory on this screen. You will then be prompted to name your first boat or ship, make it a good one, and now you will see the boat listed on the left. Click it and then press the Check Out button, and then exit all the menus to find your boat nearby in the world. Now it's just a case of getting aboard, putting on your sound to full, getting your immersion going, engaging in some boating. A note here is that the river does eventually meet the sea, like I said, so go exploring all the water in Black Desert Online and eventually find yourself some hidden treasure maybe on an island. That could be a good idea. But hopefully this video has been of some use and some interest. I'm loving Black Desert Online. I'm sad to see the beta ending, but I'm also excited for the next week where we're going to get the release of Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online officially releases on March the 3rd. Pre-order people who have got the Conqueror's package get a 96-hour head start, which will be on the 28th of February, which is very, very, very soon. Hope you've enjoyed this and expect more videos from me in the future. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.